Hey, what's going on everyone? Alex with Verus Engineering, and today we are at beautiful Putnam Park, and we are joined by Peter Granberg, who took
Hey
the
guys.
time to drive down here from Chicago with his FRS BRZ. It's super awesome. We also have a Ventus 1 BRZ that his friend brought along, and then we also have our Ventus 3 GR86 that is out here at Putnam. We are doing some top secret testing, so more on that later. But yeah, thanks for being here, man. You want to show us your car?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, what do we got, man?
All right, so yeah, I'll walk through my car. I'm gonna highlight a lot of the Verus stuff that is on here. So we'll start out from the front to the back. I have the carbon polyweave splitter that you guys custom designed for me to kind of go along closer with the Grid Life rule set and Club TR, which we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. We also have a custom air dam that you guys made for me in pink. We also have the hood louvers. I kind of changed it up a little bit. The kit comes with 4 hood vents, but I ended up doing the 3 BRZ FRS hood vents with a WRX hood vent to kind of like mimic an S2000 type of look. I thought that was really cool. And the header from my K Power Swap is on this side as well. And I'll get to under the hood in a little bit because there's some other Verus components there as well. Kind of moving on back, I've got Titan 7 wheels. They've been a huge help. Just freshly put on is the EBC Apollo Big Brake Kit that they've been a huge help for. And then kind of moving further back, APR mirrors just to help reduce drag. And then we also have a Stop Tech Rear Big Brake Kit in the back. Shout out to Tallman Alignments. They do everything with my suspension and alignments. And then speaking of which, as far as suspension goes, shout out to Fortune Auto. They're a huge partner and that helped me get two-way adjustable, their Pro Dreadnought series coilovers. And then finally, coming back to the back of the car, we have the first ever Swan Neck FRS BRZ UCW wing, which I'm super hyped about. We also have the UCW vented end plates, which are really, really pretty. And then just as a nice custom touch, we have the laser engraved Verus and then the PG 511, which is kind of like my logo, which is pretty sweet. And then I guess the last thing I'll shout out to my buddy over at Bolin Metalworks, Chandler. He designed the titanium exhaust I'm running with this year, as well as the bumper cutout for the air filter. And some other trick things like the fender cutout in the front that I totally skipped over, but it's a pretty sick cutout. So yeah, so I guess to kind of summarize last season, I obviously already had a ton of Verus air on the car, and I lost the season championship by 0.003 seconds. So I reached out to you guys to kind of see what can we do to kind of, help make this setup more efficient. And we ended up not just, I guess, using the old parts, we just kind of built new stuff. So I guess I'll let you talk a little bit about what we did.
Yeah, so kind of the thought process in the development was to make as much front downforce as we could with the splitter within the rules, and then just use the rear wing to balance it. So we did that with the splitter, and then the existing wing solution just wasn't really going to quite be enough. So we did the swan neck, gained a little bit of downforce, a little bit of efficiency there, and then we also brought it rearward to help balance the splitter a little bit better. So I think we're sitting around 4 degrees right now, and it seems pretty balanced, so that gives them lots of room to go up or down depending on preference, conditions, alignment, rake, all that good stuff. So yeah, the swan neck was kind of to balance out the splitter, and then I don't know, if people like it, maybe we can bring it to market too eventually. So the splitter is, I mean, Club TR is pretty limited in the rule set for aero. You can have like a 3-inch protrusion from the rear backing plate, the air dam in this case. The existing one that Peter had was, as far as how far it sticks out from the front, was pretty close. It was a little bit under 3 inches in some spots. I think that was actually originally designed around the FRS front bumper, and the BRZ has a bit of a different shape. So we quickly scanned Eric's BRZ bumper and kind of aligned that with the CFD model and used that to come up with the 3-inch shape. Most of the development was actually kind of behind that. We can't do any diffuser tunnels or anything like that with the rule set, but we played with a bunch of different, like you can go as far back as the front axle center line, So we extended it rearward. We tried some different shapes kind of in the wheel well area to see what we could pick up. Yeah, and that was kind of the extent of it. The rest of it was just looking at what the car was doing at a bunch of different ride heights, roll, yaw. We kind of came up with some different conditions based on a bunch of photos of the car at the track, and just tried to verify that everything was still working as we wanted it to be in a variety of different conditions. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I think we probably found 30% more downforce, something around there.
I think it was close to double.
Yeah,
Close to double.
it's close to double.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit hard to say for sure because this is an older CFD model. We didn't have the engine bay modeled, so that kind of, it shifts the bias forward a bit more than what we'll see in reality. So we're actually running less rear wing than I would have guessed based on that CFD model, but that's kind of to be expected, and that's why we're out here testing. So.
All right, tell me what that engine do, man.
Yeah, the engine. What does this engine do? Well, you can clearly see that it's not a Subaru powered motor or powered car. It's a Honda powered car. This is a K24. Big shout out to K-Power Industries. They've been a huge partner as well in this build. They came out with a super easy plug and play kit that you literally don't have to weld anything. You don't have to cut any wires. You literally just build your giant Lego piece or giant Lego kit. So it's super simple that I put it in myself in the garage, and they came on board a year later and they just started helping me out with a lot of that stuff. So super big shout out to David and the team over there as well. Yeah, so along with the Verus AOS, you can kind of tell that the battery doesn't look OEM, but it is in the OEM location. The cool thing about this battery is Valkyrie Engineering is also another partner on the car. They have this really slick piece that uses an anti-gravity battery, which is like 2.5 pounds. And the bracing and the way that it's made, it uses the OEM location and just saves a ton of weight. So again, huge shout out to Valkyrie Engineering for sending me a part, having it being tested, and just supporting me as well. Most recently, actually, my buddy Chandler over at Bolin Metalworks helped us put the AOS to work with the Honda motor, which is pretty slick. Then I also have a Verus brake master cylinder brace, as well as the brake fluid reservoir cap.
Oh, the cap, that's like the best part of the car.
That's the best part.
Dude,
that
is
actually
the
gives
best
me
part.
the 10 extra horsepower I need to win Club TR.
All the way out to both pavements on the exit curbing.
And then lastly, that's not pictured or can't really tell, but I also have the Verus gas cap as well. So lots of Verus parts on this car. Like I said, I'm super excited to be here, and thank you guys for letting me come out and do some testing.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
So, like, what's in store for you this year? Like, what do you got going on?
Well, that's a good question. I want to win Club TR really bad. I got really close last year and lost by 0.003 seconds to Evan. And part of the theme of this year was to really focus on the aero development, which is where you guys come in, and to kind of find my 0.003. I mean, obviously, with the new splitter, the new wing, the end plates, that is well worth way more than 0.003 seconds, but the plan is to go to all the events and try my best to win and take home the season championship trophy. So I was this close last year, unexpectedly, kind of coming in from the end. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna really try this year to come with the win. Putnam is now becoming one of my favorite tracks just because how quick and how short it is, and how technical some of the sections are. So today was awesome, got a lot of stuff tested, especially the aero, which was probably the most important thing, and getting seat time. So it's been super helpful. On a more serious note, I obviously want to thank you guys. Thank you to Verus Engineering for having me come out, do all this testing with you guys. I really appreciate that, and obviously all of the partners that helped me build this car to where it is now. I mean, that's a long list, and I apologize I forget, but obviously I mentioned K-Power already, Fire Labs. Big shout out to my coach Scott, who's been sending me text messages back and forth today about data. EBC brakes, Titan 7 wheels, Fortune Auto suspension, Valkyrie Engineering. The list goes on. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but I'm sorry if I forgot, but thank you to everybody that has seriously made this all possible. So, but yeah, hopefully I can come back soon. This was a lot of fun.